Hi everyone, welcome to Basic Panda. In today's video, we will see how we can create web pages. So, till now we have talked about the introduction of Power Pages, Microsoft Power Pages, then you know how you can create a site using multiple options like starting from a blank, starting from a template, or starting with Copilot. Then after that, we have seen the differences between using the studio, the Power Pages Studio, or the Power Pages model driven app, which is Power Pages Management app. And we have seen the components that are available in the model driven app, which will help you to develop your website. Now let's move ahead and go to the practical part where we will try to create a web page and we will try to add a basic form and put it into our website. So uh, just give you a brief. In my last video, I have created another website. So basically it was just a simple website, but I have used an existing template. Since we are going to take a fresh start from now, I have created a simple website by choosing a blank option. So it looks like this right now. And I have just changed the site header. Before it was pointing to company name because whenever we create it from the blank, it says company name. If you can see here, it says like this company name. So I have just changed the header, site header, and I'll tell you how I have done that. So basically how you can do it is there are two options to open the Power Pages Management app for the development, and the second option is you by clicking on this edit button the studio will open up. So when I clicked on this is the Power Pages Management app. There are multiple options by which you can open this app. So you can go to your maker portal, you can go to your app, select all, and then you can open it from here. So that's the one thing. Also, this is the studio. When you click on this edit site header, you will be able to change it. I have just added one icon which was already available, and then I clicked on sync. So my changes got synced with the app website, and you can also go to the content snippet. So like I say, I like to use this model driven app for the development, but yeah, for the high level things like which will change across the websites, we can also use the studio. So in between, I will use that as well so that we will be aware how we can use the studio. So if I search a site header, site name, so this is the site name. I have updated it here, and then I went here, I just clicked on sync and it got synced to my website. So if you're coming to this model driven app, whatever changes you do here, you can always go to the studio, sync it, and you will be able to see the changes in your website. You have another option. So sorry, if you do changes here directly through the studio and if you sync it from here, then whatever changes you have done, it will automatically be visible into your management app. So if you are overriding the same component, then from the last time wherever you did and you clicked on sync, it will be reflected. So that's how it works. Usually, if you have if you are signed in and you want to clear the cache, then you can also use the your website name /_services /about to clear your cache and to see the changes instead of this sync. Till now, I haven't created any any user, any contact in this website, so I did it from this sync option. So yeah, now let's move ahead and let's create our first page. Just wanted to make you aware that till my last videos I have used another website, but now we are starting the development. So that's why I have created a basic website from the blank. So let's create our web page and let me move to the Power Pages Management app. I'll be using this as of now, and we'll see later. In between, we will use Studio. So as you can see, I have given my site name as employee management. So I will try to create a new page from where first user will sign in with the help of the out of the box sign in functionality. As of now, I'm not talking about the sign in options, but let's create a new page where user will where they can come in and they can create an employee. So let me go to the model driven app. I will go into the left navigation. I will go to the web page, and here we'll talk about each and every component in detail. So let me create a new web page. So let me name it as create employee. So the website is this, only one website I have right now. I want it to come from the home page. So I want the parent page to be home. The partial URL I will give. So let me see. Let me give it as employee, or maybe let's keep it as this, create employee, and I will give the same partial URL. So as of now, we are not going to create a new page template, and I'm going to use the default one. So this is the default studio template. If you will keep it in draft, it will not be visible. So I'm keeping it published. As of now, I am not selecting anything here because we have not created anything yet. So let me save it. So our first page is created, and you see there is a localized content option, and in that I can see one record. So basically this terminate. So basically this act as a shell. Inside that we usually work on this localized content. So both will be same, but how it is different is, as of now the only language is English. So everything is visible in English, but let's say in future if you're going to enable multiple languages, so this web page create employee will have multiple web pages pointing to the different languages. So that is the reason uh, it is recommended to use the localized content and use this web page. So now we have created a web page. Currently it has nothing because it has to show something. If I go to my studio, if I'll try to refresh my screen, I should be able to see one page, which is this, which we have just now created. And if you want to see how it looks, you see it is having nothing as of now. So even if I show you, let's go and check it into my website, into the website that we have created. So see, it has nothing. Okay. If you see, this is the partial URL that I have used. So if I go to my web page, I'll open the localized content web page. So this is the name. So from the studio, this is how you recognize your page, and this is my partial URL. So this is where I have given the partial URL. So that's how it looks. Now it has nothing, right? So we have to fill it with something. So let's try to create a new form and show that form here. So first step is to create a form. So I will go to the CRM. First, I don't have any solution. This is not important. So let me first create a test solution, and a solution, and I will give the same name as employee management. This is a fresh solution that I'm going to create. Let me use the default publisher, and going forward we will use the same. I'm not going to create a new one. Ideally, we should create in our projects, we should create one publisher and use throughout. So why we need a CRM form is, so whenever we work onto the portals, the source, the base, as I have explained it in my introduction part, the Power Pages website sits onto the Dataverse. So the basic things like the forms, the views, we can directly create into the Dataverse and show it into the portal. Of course, we have the option to do the customization using HTML pages, but we can use this flexibility. So that is the reason we need one form. So yeah, let me create a new entity. First of all, I'm going to create a custom entity and name it as employee. Okay. So it is going to be a standard entity. I'm just not doing much things around the CRM part. So simply creating one entity. So inside this, let's go to columns. It will have the basic out of the box columns, but let's create few. So if I go to this name, we will use it. Just change, let me change the display name. So now let's create an employee ID. Let's keep it auto number and let it start with emp hyphen, and then let's start with 1 basically. Just want to name it like this. Everything small. Maximum, okay. Let me save it. Oh yes. So let's change it to employee unit ID. So we have employee name, employee ID as an auto number field. Let's have a contact number of the employee. Let's keep it number, whole number. Yes. Let me keep it. Yes, I was looking for this. So contact number should be formatted for phone number, and let's say this employee has one department. Okay. So let's keep it as a choice, and let's try to create a new choice. It's always recommended to have a global choice option. So let me create a new one and name it as employee department. So let's say information technology. So second one is computer science. Third one is electronics, and we can do mechanical. As of now, let's have these many, and then let me use the one which I have just now created. So the name was department. Did I change this? No, I forgot to change it for the global choice, but it's okay. By default, I don't want to select anything, and this is going to be optional field. Let's save it. So let's, as of now, let's keep our form simple. So yeah, that's it as of now. Now I have one form. Let us create a new form. Just see, let's use the existing out of the box form and add the fields. So add the new fields which we have created onto the form by adding the contact number, the employee ID. Let me use the employee ID, the contact number, the department. That's it. Let's keep the employment ID above, and let's try to lock it. and let's save and publish. So our form is ready, and we have created a web page. So our first step was to create a web page. So the web page is created. Now we have created the CRM form which we want to show onto the same web page. So the middle layer to include this form onto the web page are the forms, are the basic forms. So in the Power Pages Management app, Microsoft Power Pages, we have two kinds of form, basic forms and the multi-step form. So we don't have a big form where we want a user to fill in multiple details by going through a step-by-step process, but we have a very small form. So let's try to use basic form as of now. So according to our scenario, we choose what kind of forms are required. As of now, I need a simple details, a single form. So that is the reason we have basic forms available. So let's try to create a new form. So I will follow the same structure. So it is like create employee. Now the second option is from which entity you want the form to be visible onto your web page. So we have created employee entity. Next step is choose the form. So you might have seen there were three forms available, but main kind of form is only one form. If we have multiple forms with type main, then those lists will be available here. Now there is an option called tab. In case in your form you have multiple tabs, so you have the feasibility to select your tab, and that tab will only be visible onto the portal in under your form. If you don't select anything, anyways it will show a full form. So that's why it is not required. And it is always a best practice to create multiple forms, one for CRM and one form portal. If you have the same functionality development going on from the CRM side as well, so we usually create two forms, one for CRM and one form portal, and that we use here. But the agenda of this session is to focus onto the Power Pages. That is the reason I'm just not focusing onto the CRM part of it, and I have created one form, and that is the form I'm going to use. So now let's talk about this mode. There are three types of mode: insert, edit and read only. So insert will come when you are trying to create a new record, and in this scenario, in our requirement, we want a user who is going to log in to create a new employee. So that is the reason we are using insert, edit. So let's say I have created multiple employees, and I'm showing it into the subgrid on my pages, website, and I want to edit something. So in that case, I will select the record from the website, and then I want to edit that form. In that case, the edit we have, whenever we are going to create a new basic form, I will choose the edit mode. If I want to show user, so in the same subgrid, let's say now I want to see that record. So in the subgrid, I can show 2, 3, 4 columns, right? If I want to see the full form, so I will create a basic form, but I will choose the option read only. So whenever user click on view or click on that record, the form will get open up, and that will only be read only. The user will not be able to edit that. So these are three kinds of option. Now in our scenario, we will use insert, and let me select the website. Of course, there is only one website we have as of now. And then click on save. Of course, the table permissions are enabled. We'll talk about the permissions later, but just we want to enable it, enable the permissions. So our bridge between the web page and the CRM form is filled by using this basic form. So let me go to the web page and associate the web page with my basic form which I have just now created. I will try to put it here. So it should be updated into my local content as a localized content web page also. Sometimes it doesn't happen. So you can also go there and update it by yourself. So let me just recheck, make sure that it is updated or not. So not. So let me update it. Let me save it. So our web page is ready and it should show the form that we have created just now. Let me try to sync the changes. So my changes are synced and I am able to see my form. Sometimes if you don't see it, try to refresh your screen and refresh your website, refresh your studio and try to see the changes. You should be able to see the form. In case your changes, you are not able to see your form here, then maybe you can directly add it from the studio itself and choose the existing form that you have created. So right now, if I go and I did refresh it. So if you see, you don't have the appropriate permissions. Yes, this error is correct because we have created an entity and we have not given any permissions. So that is the reason here also it is saying to create a new permission. You can create it from here as well, but the best option is to go to your MDA, go to the table permissions, click on new and try to create a new permission. So let's try to create employee entity permission from here. So there are multiple access type available. If you choose global, so even I am creating an employee, but the other person who logs in, they will also be able to see the employee which I have created. So there are multiple access types. So if I choose contact, so whenever I'm going to log in, and all the employees which are associated to my contact, I should able to see only those employees. Similarly with accounts, so if I am logged in to I am logged in as a contact to my related account, and then related to that account the things will be visible to me. So that's how it works. To according to the parent relationship, I will be able to see, and the self, only the ones which I have created will be visible to me. So this we use sometimes if you want to show our contact details to ourselves. So these are the kind of access types. We will talk about the access types in in our upcoming videos. But as of now, I'm just selecting it as a global and giving all the permissions: read, write, create, and delete, pen, and append to. Just for the simplicity, because right now we are focusing onto the web page and I don't want to confuse you with anything else. So the permissions that we have created. Now let me go back. Let's say what kind. So we have three kinds of web roles available. If I go to my table permissions, if I see here, these are again my table permissions only. And if I go to my web roles, so currently I have not created any sign in. So I will be anonymous. I am an anonymous user and nothing is related. So I am not changing anything into the web roles, not into the table permissions. I have just created one table permissions and let's try to sync it and see what happens. Yeah, so see that option is gone. So I have the permissions settled down. Now let's see, let's try to refresh. Okay, let me try to do a hard refresh. Let me try to sync it again. So I did sync it. Let's refresh. Okay, so we need to check one thing. I am an anonymous user. So the table permission that we have created, it should also be associated with a web role for me to see the content. So let's see. Uh, okay, I'll scroll down. I should see web roles. Yeah, here. So see, the web roles are empty as of now. So I will just add an existing roles. So these are the roles which comes out of the box. So if I select anonymous, and for future purpose we would need administrator and authenticated. So I have added all the web roles. So all three web roles will be able to access this table permissions. So like in CRM, we have security roles and the entity permissions which we give to that security role. Similarly here, we create table permissions. So now employee entity, uh, we have created a permission for this employee entity to have the global access to my website. All records will be visible to anyone, and these are the privileges. Now I need to associate it with some web roles. So if I am logged in as an administrator, as an anonymous user, or as authenticated users, these are the by default users. So if you are not logged in, you are called as anonymous. If you are logged in, you are authenticated users. So if anybody is coming as anonymous or authenticated or administrator, they should be able to see this employee entity records with this privileges with this access type. So now let me go ahead and sync my changes and I should be able to see my form. Okay, now let me refresh. Yeah. So this is our first web page. That is create employee. The CRM form is as it is available. You should be able to fill in the data and you should be able to create it. So let me try to fill in some data. So let me try to give an employee name as Chandu. Ideally, I have to not show this field and it should come up directly in the subgrid or in the view read only form because we have created this field as auto number. So let me give a phone number and let me select the department. As of now, we can just submit, the record will get created, but I will not be able to see it because we have not created any page where we will see the employees that we are going to create. So let's try to confirm it from the CRM side and let me open the model driven app to see my record. So this is a test environment where we are working. Uh, So I did open it and let me select my app. So I have no apps as of now. So within that only, let me try to search for the employee. Okay. So what I have to do is let me go ahead and create a model driven app and then in that I will put this employee entity and then I'll show you the record or maybe as of now let me see it from the advanced settings. So let me open up the classic editor and let's check our record. Employees. So this is the record that we have created. It is created successfully. And if you see this one, sorry. Ideally, we should keep it logged. And so this is employee name, number, and everything which we have created. So yeah, in this website, in this session, we have successfully created a page, a web page, which is called as Create Employee, which will help you to create a new record. So the steps are like, first step, we have created the web page. So from the model driven app, we did go to the web page, and from here we have created a web page. Which was create employee. Second, we went to the CRM and then we have created a form which we want to show to the portal. And the third option was to create the basic form. So we have created a basic form and we have associated the CRM form into it. And then we have again went into a web page and associated this this basic form here. So it has created our web page. Now to make it visible onto your screen, we have created one table permission, which was for this entity with global access and every privilege as yes. And then we have associated the authenticated anonymous and admin web role to this permission. So we have given that web role, right? And we did sync our changes using this studio. And when we came to our website, we were able to see this form. So that is how we can create a web page uh, uh, and make it available onto our website. Also, what we can do is we can move this web page to be part of our move to main navigation. So it will be available in the site navigation. Let me sync the changes. So let me go here. Yeah. So whatever name you use while creating your web page, it will become the part of your navigation name once you move it under the main navigation. So yeah, that's how we can create a web page. If you like the content of this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll come up with new things in my next video. Thank you.